Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Sandy Bob Show. This is August 13th, and we have a very, very interesting and special show today with very, very special guests that are going to bring you up to date on what's happening on planet Earth and within our galaxy and other areas. People that really have insight into what's going on. We have people that are stepping up and are going to be sharing their contact and information. But as I always start my shows, I want to remind everyone to sing New You for 15 minutes in the morning and again 15 minutes at night just before you go to bed, and ask the Real Guides to remove your tap lines and show you what is real. The way you sing New You is you sing it, and you can sing it any way you want, but the way I sing it goes something like this. New You, you. And you do that for 15 minutes or more if you want. And ask the Real Guides like Rebisar tires, there's a whole bunch of them, and ask them to show you what is real. And they will start opening your eyes and showing you that everybody buys into illusions, and they will help remove the illusions that you've formed around yourself and help make you more aware of true reality rather than the illusion that you've formed for yourself. Even though you may not think you have an illusion, most people form illusions and are totally unaware of it, and the Real Guides will break that open to where you can see. I see we've got a bunch more guests joining in the program. All right, today we have a couple very special guests, and I have Val online. And Val, could you give all our listeners a little bit of background on the people that you have contacted and are going to be joining our show, and a little bit about their background, and then we can get started. Go ahead, Val.
Thank you, Bob. This is Val, actually Dean Val, a.k.a. Dean Val, and I'm from Huntington Beach, California. And we're with the new presentation, and we're doing humanitarian worldwide projects. Namely, the main focus right now are the rainforests in Mexico, Baja, Mexico. And these will demonstrate how self-sustaining communities can be created and to offset what's going on with the controllers. And I'm sure, Bob, you know about the controllers and the elites and the cabal and all these nefarious groups that are trying to actually destroy the earth. So we're doing our part. It's actually a public service to the planet to offset what's going on. And part of this, what we're doing is educating people and informing them, sharing what we're doing, and sharing what's going on with the planet. And we found a couple of courageous aliens. Actually, they're from another planet, believe it or not. And I'm sure the listeners do believe or do see what's going on with the off-planet creatures, beings. And we've got a couple of them here today. One is the visitor, which he was on your show last time. And then he has a friend, an alien whistleblower too, that he found somewhere out there in space, and he's going to come forth too and share what he has, knowledge that he has. So it's going to be a good show, the visitor and this other fellow that the visitor will introduce later on. So it should be good, Bob.
Well, that sounds really exciting. And last night, I should tell our listeners, Sandy and I sat here at home and we rewatched the movie recommended by Claudia called Jupiter Ascending. And this movie looks like it's really a high-tech sci-fi movie, far-out movie of something that's going to happen in the future, like maybe in the year 3000 or whatever. But in reality, the movie is explaining what's going on in our solar system at this very moment. Everything in that movie, all the science that's shown, the ability to travel through wormholes, the portals, the advanced spacecraft they have, the fact they have cities on other planets and moons within our own solar system is all true. Everything in that movie shows a representation of what's happening in our reality at this time. It's not all make-believe. I would say probably 90% of that movie reveals exactly what's going on, and probably perhaps one of the most important things this movie portrays is how the Earth planet has reached a level of population where the reptilians are ready to harvest the planet. They are going to harvest humans, and that's brought out in the movie. And whenever they have planets all over the place, many star systems have planets where they breed humans, and then when the planet gets full, they harvest that planet, and the byproducts are extremely valuable throughout the galaxies. And that's reality. I hate to say it. It may sound science fiction, but it's the real deal. And people need to wake up, watch the movie, and realize it's all true. The other things portrayed in the movie are the ability to do things. They can do events, and then they can change timelines. Most people don't understand that it's possible to change timelines. You can put on a whole big event, and then you can go back later on and erase that event to where there's no evidence that event ever even took place in the first place. So with that background, I just thought I'd share that with everybody because it shows so much of the reality of what's happening on this planet. And my understanding right now is our planet is being ruled by reptilians, and they want to harvest this planet now, and it is so valuable they do not want to give it up. They're ready to wipe out the human race, and there's some beings out there that are fighting for our survival. As we talked about before, tomorrow night they have an ex-NASA employee that's going to talk about how he's meeting with a group of Pleiadians that are fighting for the survival of planet Earth. And Val, you've brought in visitors that can add to this and give us an update of what's really going on this planet. So Val, go ahead, please.
Yes, Bob. These are two of my associations here. One is the visitor, and then the visitor will introduce his friend, who is also an alien. So let me bring in the visitor here. Hello, Bob. Hello, Bob.
Hello. Thank you. Welcome to my show, and I really appreciate you coming on and being willing to risk your life to come on and share the knowledge that you have. I know we're kind of in a war zone here on planet Earth with the reptilians trying to destroy us and other people trying to help us, and I know you're putting your life on the line for coming on board. And thank you for sharing what you have to say, and please go ahead.
My life means nothing, Bob, if I can help the planet wake up. Now, Bob, as you remember from last time, I come from a planet that the reptilians have destroyed. Right now, I come from deep, dark space because I have no home. But I am here on Earth to help people wake up to what they think they know to what is unknown. Now, this is a deep, dark secret, but people have invested in their ideas and their thinking that they think they know what the reality is, but actually what they know is not reality. And what they don't know is more like it, what it is, its reality is. So it is very simple, although it sounds profound, but actually it's very simple. Now, what I'm here to do is just to help people to help themselves, to see that they must break up to clean air, clean water, and clean food. They must get back to understanding that these basics of survival is a start for them to wake up. Very simple. And there are some of us from other planets, like you mentioned here, these Pleiadians, which I'm very familiar with, that are doing something or supposedly doing something. We don't know yet. We'll see what they demonstrate. But they will come and help humans to make sense of their lives. Because, Bob, you see, this planet Earth does not make sense. It really doesn't. What people are doing, especially politicians, and even scientists and educators, and anybody who is popular, basically, they don't make sense of what is going on. The indigenous peoples, the primitives, now, they are more in line with what makes sense because they did not destroy their food, water, and air. This is basic, Bob. This is basic survival. We must start somewhere with these humans. And I know you are human, Bob, but you're waking up to what is going on. So I do appreciate you and your show, what you are doing for the planet. You may not know it, Bob, but you are doing much. You are doing very much because we see it on the real side. And, Bob, it's not only the humans, but it is the aliens, too. They are watching. They are watching what is going on the real side in other dimensions. And they appreciate what is happening with you and your group, the New Presentation Foundation, Worldwide Educators, Rainforests. They do watch and they do appreciate this. Now, I did locate another alien fellow, and he's not given me much or many informations about who he is, where he's from, but he is willing to come out, to whistleblow, to share what is in his information, what is going on. So let me bring him in here as well. And my friend, are you there?
Hi, visitor. Can you hear me?
Yes, I do appreciate your willingness and courageousness to come to this show, because this show is broadcast to millions of humans. So thank you. You tell us, please, who you are, where you come from, a little bit, please.
Oh yeah, no worries. It's fine. I'm you can just call me Mr. Blue or Bluey. I come from, it doesn't really matter because I change for my form and my timeline whenever I feel like. So just call me Bluey, and I'll just say that I'm in the form of a little blue Smurf right now, and yeah, nice to be here. I've been helping you guys out from the real side and working around the different timelines, with the fairies and the gnomes and the Smurfs and all these other cool little things, and so we've been helping you guys out because we see what makes sense, and I sing the new you, and there's a lot going on out there in the different levels of creation, but we don't really need them all anymore. We can just kind of bring it all down into the earth and the physical realm, and just have kind of one level, bring them all together and do what makes sense and support what supports us. So it's great to listen to you guys, and I thought I'd change my voice here to make it a bit more kind of lighter, because my friend the visitor here has got a deep voice, like a bit like a scary Russian. So I thought I'd mix it up, and yeah, it's good to be here. I've been around in different timelines, you know, so it's good to be back here with you guys, and it's a nice day. Sun is shining, so yeah, I'm up in the clouds, above the clouds and the sunshine, and yeah, I don't know, what did you have any questions for me, the visitor or Mr. Bob?
Thank you,
I do.
Really. Go, Bob.
Oh, I have a question that probably a bunch of our listeners are wondering about. You made reference to the real side. Now, you know, we have millions of new listeners listening to the show that probably have never heard that term before. Could you go into a little more detail and explain what you mean by the real side?
Okay, yeah, sure. So the real side, well, all words for a starter is just a reference, you know. So what's it referring to? So real is a reference to what's real, like the isness life is. You got to recognize it. You got to recognize what's real, you know. So the real side is the side of life that's more real, you know, because the real, you know, the isness is invisible, but you know, there's this real side of what's going on that most people don't see. They just see the physical side, or the side they want to see, which is not really what's going on. So on the real side, you can see what's really going on, the other dimensions, the other levels, you know. So, yeah, on the real side, when you can see it here and now with your real awareness, you know. But if you really want to, you can see it when you're asleep too, and different people can see it in different ways. And so, yeah, like what's the real side of what's going on here is like what you're talking about at the start, Mr. Bob. How there's this alien, you know, galactic stuff going on people don't even know about, like trading of human slaves and other races. You know, they're trading gold and all sorts, and mining stuff from other planets, destroying things, and there's a big agreement to demise, you know. Like, for example, people's unconscious agreement is pretty much for everything to just be destroyed and absorbed into a black hole, and they don't even recognize it. So on the real side, it shows up, you know.
So what you're saying is, like, I know that, you know, since on this planet we've kind of been brainwashed, or I'm not sure that's the right term, but we've been brought up into a system that has been planned for tens or maybe even 100,000s of years ago, and we're brought up to think that life is what we see. And we form our own ideas of what life might be beyond what we have here. We form our own ideas, and we form our, what I would call, illusions that we develop for ourselves to make life more palatable, make life more tolerable to live, because the options we have is like go to heaven or go to hell or whatever. We're brought up with these ideas, and we web a tapestry around what we've been taught, but we have no way of knowing if what we have imagined in our minds is real. And it's very possible that we could paint ourselves into a corner of illusion and falsehood that has no real meaning, and real life. It's just like where we made a painting that has no reality. But you say on the real side, all that falseness, all that illusion is washed away, and you see clearly life is exactly the way it really is. Is that kind of what you're saying?